Hi, my name is Stephanie Shaw, and I teach a class called Solo Performance. In it, students are encouraged to explore the uniqueness of their own voices through telling their own individual stories and finding theatrical elements in those stories through text, through image, through devised work. No justifications, no explanations, just the truth as they know it. Here is a sample of some of their work in progress. Please enjoy.
I knew shit was on the fan when I woke up November 9th, 2016, timid to ask who the President of the US was. I opened my eyes from a dreamless night and my mom walks quietly in my room. I ask her, Mama, who is the President of the United States of America? She pauses for a moment to take her time with her breath. Her eyes are a darker shade of brown. Donald Trump. Life as we know it has not felt the same since because now it's more than obvious what this country cares about. Winning no matter what, but for what and who? The rich, the white, the men. The American dream is what they sold the natives before slitting their throats. It's what they tried to whip into the darker skin to make them inferior. I think about how cursed this land is all the time. How history keeps repeating itself here like those movies where you live the same day until you get it right. How many civil wars do we need to get it right? I wonder where in America it is safe for someone like me. I wonder if it's all just a lie when they say this is really the land of the free, or is it just that concept to sell to immigrants to make them modern slaves to a society with only one agenda? I wish money could talk to say what it's seen, what people will do and sacrifice for it, how many decades of bombing people or wildlife will sustain us until Mother Nature says, fuck you, she's had enough, and cracks in the middle, taking all of us back into the dirt to start over. America is the only country I've been made to feel like a color. This election was just the approval, the cherry on top of the bodies. My body is turning 21 in August, and I probably won't be able to have my first legal drink at a restaurant. I don't even know what to do about this virus situation. It still hasn't really completely hit me that the school is really over, and all my friends I thought I had so much time with are actually gone too. I had so much lined up this year. I was going to be Melchior in Spring Awakening, who basically leads the show. I was so hungry for that role, and I'd been so fucking committed to learning that script. I'm dyslexic, and the text was really rough, but I wanted to power through it. I had flashcards on fucking Quizlet. Quizlet. People only download that app if they are committed to learning. It was the first time in a long time that I wanted to be on stage like that and earned it all by myself. It's like everything I was working for was just shut down or postponed to who the fuck knows when. What makes me hate this epidemic more than anything is this dissociation from everyone. I am the type of person who needs people. I crave connection, touch, the expression from just being around people. It hasn't really registered with me that everyone's actually gone. Maybe because I was lucky enough to have someone to stay with in Chicago and don't have to go home until I'm physically forced to. I don't really miss home because it doesn't feel like it anymore. I'm not drawn there like I used to be. And I know going home right after this thunderfuck of cancels would really have fucked up my mental. I just want to go outside. I want to plan shows with my friends and rock out with the band. I want to make music in the studio again. I want to go thrifting and spend way too much money. I want to dance at Rosie's apartment until my shirt is wet with sweat. I want to sit on the edge of Bill's bed at the Ark and talk about how powerful it is to be an artist. I've been robbed. I'm the big baby in this chaos that just stole my candy. It's so personal that all of this would happen in the height of my youth. I was doing so much to the point I felt overwhelmed, but still an energetic feeling than to be stripped down to the point that I don't even remember what I've been doing for these 3 weeks. I've just been obsessing over what could have been.
Can you just explain what is wrong with me so we can be done with this? And in plain, straightforward English, please. None of that medical mumbo jumbo. I want it clear cut and sharp like a razor. Because you tell me it's my jaw. Well, how am I supposed to understand what that means? I've never seen my jaw. I'm not aware that it truly exists. You can say things to me about my bite, how this whole thing will dramatically impact my life, that I'll finally be correct. Well, all I hear is that there's something wrong. So tell me, doctor, what's wrong? Is it my vampire teeth that give me character awarded off bad friends? The ones you're so happy to demote down to the lower level and cookie cut them back into correctness? Is it the fact that I never floss and forget to brush my teeth twice a day, so every time I come into your office, the first thing you tell me is I have food stuck into my braces and I must flush it out? Maybe I like it. Maybe I'm saving it as a snack for later. Or is it the simple fact that I was not born correct? I I was born imperfect, and there's something so intrinsically wrong about that I need to spend tens of thousands of dollars to grasp at any corner of perfection that I can. That's it. I must see it. I am just inherently wrong. It's a curse. I'm born with it. Genetics, man. Fuck 'em. What did they ever do for us? I don't worry. I don't know. I know I got teeth problems. I hear about it, and I hear about my dad's too. I remember the first time I realized he had implants. Once he had chomped down into a bratwurst at the farmer's market, holding his head back and rolling 5 pearly whites cemented into that meat. It was humorous above all. My mom couldn't help from laughing. There goes your so-called perfection. Not even your plaster-perfect models can withstand the tension of reality. My dad begged me to get braces, to fix my problems, to deal with it while I'm young, that I don't understand the longevity of what's happening, how he wishes he dealt with his problems much sooner. He tells me people won't respect me, won't take me seriously. Maybe I don't want to be taken seriously. I mean, look at me. How could any of this be taken seriously? I was never one to really take my dad seriously either. And above all, doctor, I can't take you seriously. With your shifting tones and your hey buddies, you can't hide the fact that I know you want to cut my mouth open, saw off my jaw, shift it, play with it, and then force it into a mold of how you want it to be. Screwing metal brackets into my skull to hold me together. How can you possibly argue you're putting it into its natural place? Are you listening to me? When you put your tools inside my mouth and I squirrel, are you listening to me? When my heart rate jumps and I want to leave the table, are you listening to me? When I tell you I am not doing this surgery and you persist, are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Are you?
My high school had houses like Harry Potter, but less cool. I'm in Viator House, and we have a lunch and then 2 free periods of advisory. After stuffing ourselves at lunch, my Viator friends and I waddle back to our homeroom and begin our daily tradition. We turn off the lights, turn on the projector, and hunt through Bob Ross's YouTube for a painting that we all like. Some people do homework, but if I've finished mine, I lay my head down on my that 50 minutes was the most relaxing part of my day. Bob Ross has this way about him that's so gentle and reassuring, and his videos feel like a guided meditation. He always says things like, I'm going to wisp the clouds like this, but you can make your happy little clouds the way you want them to be. Remember, there are no mistakes, there's only happy accidents. This remix became our advisory's theme song.
To welcome you. First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your homes. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your oil paints and paint a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. We start out by believing here. You can almost paint with anything. All you have to do is practice. There are no limits here. You start out by believing here. This is your world, you're the creator. Find freedom on this canvas. Believe that you can do it, cause you can do it. Give it a little touch, give it a little push. Make love to the canvas. Give it a little touch, give it a little push. Push, caress it. Very gentle, very grab it. Lift it, fluff it. You can go on and on and on. I can and forth, back and forth and forth. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. Start out by believing here. Cause in your world, you're the creator. Find freedom on this canvas. Believe that you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Relax, let it flow, think like water. Relax, let it flow, you can go on and on and on. We don't make mistakes. We just get happy accidents. You can do anything that you want to do. Total power. Sing along, have a good time. This is your world. You're the creator. Find freedom on this canvas. Believe that you can do it, cause you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
That remix was our favorite song. I remember the day when my advisory learned that Bob Ross was dead, and we calculated how long it would take to drive to Florida to put flowers on his grave. I still turn on his videos as background sometimes when I'm doing my makeup or making breakfast. I enjoy watching him paint, but it's mostly about his vibes and his gentle voice. Somehow it always soothes me.
Lost dog, Chihuahua mix. Fears, periods of solitude, less alone yet. Need for refresh. I figured and I understand. I don't know how to articulate this pain in a way that is palatable for other people. How to get floating presents in animals. Stanza. Use your imagination. Try to make the lines emotional. Just like with any other poem, let the words take over. 2. Lines 2 and 4 of stanza now become lines 1 and 2 of the next stanza. 3. Creating lines 2 and 4 so that connect lines 1 and 3. It shouldn't have to be palatable. 4. Repeat the outline. Lines 2 and 4 of the second stanza become 1 and 3 of the third. Repeat this until you have completed your poem. 5. When you have reached your final stanza, then you go back to the opening stanza. Use the 2 lines that haven't been repeated yet, lines 1 and 3. To finish the pantoum, make line 3 from stanza 1 the second line of the final stanza, and make line 1 from stanza 1 the final line of the poem. Childhood bedroom long gone. For rent on Amazon Prime. Birthday in the Target parking lot. Flight the litter box. Good omens. Seeing my favorite breed of dog on the street. Poetry in the mailbox. Sleepy. My Tivas love it. It wasn't the wrong choice.
It's no secret that makeup is fucking expensive. I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I am 19 years old and letting my roommate give me a ridiculously intricate step-by-step tutorial that would later become an everyday routine. Because what they don't tell you is when you start wearing makeup, you can't go back. It's an unspoken rule that you have to keep wearing that shit, because why the fuck would you want to look uglier than you did the day before? And I know that I'm not ugly without makeup on, but with it on, I simply feel prettier, and that is the way society has conditioned my brain to think, so that's the way I'm gonna think. But if I didn't wear makeup, I bet I wouldn't be struggling to pay my rent every month. This lipstick is $20. And for what? I'm literally paying to turn my lips brown. And next, let's talk about these eyebrows. Not counting the hundreds of dollars I've collectively paid to get these guys waxed, this eyebrow pen was another fucking $20 to darken my eyebrows. Why do I do that? Like, you can see them fine either way. Like, yeah. Eyeshadow isn't too bad because, sure, I paid $50 for this palette, but I'm gonna use it for at least a month before I get bored of it and buy a new palette that's all the same shades, but a different brand. Goodbye, eyeshadow. But mascara, my God, mascara is the fucking worst because I have to use like 3 different kinds for my lashes to have any volume at all. And then when I do use all 3, for some reason I'll look in the mirror at my lashes and I'll be like, this still isn't long enough. And so I use more and more until eventually I give up and I ignore the $75 those 3 tubes of mascara equal out to, and settle for a $10 pair of falsies. Goodbye to mascara and my contact. Oops. And then there is the base of my face. The contour, the blush, the concealer, and the foundation. I don't know the exact amount all of this adds up to, but I don't care because this is the money I don't regret spending. These products are what allows me to hide the mountains of acne and the peachy discoloration that comes with my real face. And yes, I do feel the need to hide it. Very few have seen the bare vulnerability that resides behind this caked layer of makeup. have for lunch? Babe, guess what I had for dinner? A felony! When I drink bang, I can see other people's words.
You're reading a book!
Ah! I'm buying the camera now. Why are so many of the rides at Disney World themed after country things? This is a disaster. Ah! That was my impression of the goat from that, I Know You Were Trouble, but with the goat scream. Oh, God! Here's my audition for my dog. I miss my friends. Where's the dog? I need the dog.
He's doing yoga.
My dog does yoga and this ball isn't inflated all the way.
Bite it.
I'm not biting it, it's dirty. Oh no! Yeah, this is how you wash your hands for 20 seconds. Are we gonna have a problem? You got a bone to pick? You've come so far, why now are you pulling on my dick? I'd normally slap your face off, and everyone here can watch. But I'm feeling nice. Here's some advice to listen up, biatch. I like looking hot, buying stuff. Oh, that's really hot.
I'm at a small Jesus-y camp in Central Texas. It's the summer of 2011. It's called Camp Zephyr. And I'm on the bottom bunk in an empty cabin with a boy. James Lewis is his name. The both of us are just tangled up together, not talking, not kissing, just holding. I pull my head back. I place my hand on the back of his head. His straightened, dyed black hair just falls slickly through the spaces between my fingers, and I laugh a little bit. And I ask him, hey, what exactly is going on here? Just to know if this was just two boys who were comfortable with whatever, or if the obvious was transpiring. Right then is the moment where I realize the true curse of any man who's attracted to other men. When I see his eyes glaze over and he erupts into this seemingly never-ending chorus of, as an pain of watching some nervous boy's brain move from one thought slowly to the next, usually inaccurately, to try and figure out exactly what it is they're supposed to say in that moment. And on top of that, being a nervous bisexual who is almost exclusively interested in other nervous bisexuals, it's all the more infuriating because I can see the exact thought that they're working through, and then the 10 or so more that they're going to have to work through before I get any kind of meaningful response. If I get any kind of meaningful response. Which is the moment that I finally tell myself, shit, we're really going to be here for a while. Now, I want to specify that this is in no way a comment on intelligence. How stupid your average boy is has nothing to do with how slowly his brain will construct a sentence that he believes will keep him out of trouble. It's genuinely like watching someone pick at the lock on their own brain, but rather than any kind of lockpick, it's almost exclusively toothpicks. It's all to do with some kind of stasis, a comfort that has a fear of being interrupted if the next few words are not chosen as carefully as possible. But of course, inevitably, that caution backfires because the whole thing takes too long and whatever it is that I asked has absolutely no meaning anymore. The only thing that can make this eternity of waiting on a single sentence any worse is the moment that it's actively charming. When the scrambling for words, the uncertainty crawling across his face, the moment that that's happening and I think to myself, aw, all right. Any and all annoyance that I'm feeling circles right back from him back onto myself. Because how? How can I be drawn in by someone scrambling for words because they can't just already have an opinion? But then sometimes they look at you and there's this smile that's shared. And outwardly, I'm so charmed. But inside, I can't help but feel, you dense yet cute motherfucker, I might as well slap you. But I don't. Usually we just return to whatever action preceded. Now, it's 2017, and I'm laying on the rough twin-sized bed in my UC apartment bedroom. The noise of the train can be heard roaring by, and I'm at a certain peace. I take in his smell. I don't think much of it, I just enjoy it. I feel Rob nudge me, indicating for me to lift my head and face him. He stares for a moment, and I blush. And then he says those words to me. Hey, what exactly is going on here? Motherfucker, I think to myself, and I panic, looking for the right words. It takes too long.
Watching yourself be aware and unable to fix your own symptoms has completely made living often a VR game. A cutscene occurs every time a symptom starts to reveal itself. I can't skip over the fact that I only stubbed my toe and now I've screamed 5 swear words flailing my whole body. I can't take back the rude message I just emailed to the school because they inconvenienced me, and my apology is going to sound manipulative no matter how sincere I try to make it. Now I've read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I've listened to the songs that give me wisdom on letting things go, allowing things to not affect me in the present. You can't get rid of an eye floaty. If it's constantly drifting in front of your vision, then suddenly your whole attention goes that way. Yesterday, I touched the handle of this boiling pasta water pot and forgot the heat can conduct through it. I grabbed my hand and bent over yelling, "Damn it!" Piercing the kitchen and causing my mom to yip and my dad yelling for me to calm down and knock it off because every time I do that, I'm traumatizing them. They apologize afterwards. I get it. It's scary to hear their son scream bloody murder over something like that. I don't agree with that version of me. He only speaks in capitals and accomplished so little. Fucking little Napoleon. Sometimes I just need to give him a timeout, and usually he cools off because if he talks, it's going to be in capital letters and hostile. I haven't figured it out yet, but I think I'm like halfway there. I just don't have the time to figure this out right now.
I interrupt this solo performance piece for a very good reason. I made this video with the full intent of sharing it, and when I sent it to my friends, I said, is it 2? And they said, yes, it's 2. You can't turn that in. And so I went back to the drawing board for my new piece and thought about what is bigger than me. Truth, what I don't know to be true, what I don't know, secrets. And now this piece that you're currently watching while I talk to you that was my piece is now a secret to you. And you will never know what it was about. What I was referring to when I said, is it 2? And what my friend was referring to when they said, it's 2. You won't know about what made it needed to be kept a secret. And that is the big secret of it. Bigger than you are. Bigger than me. So now that I have your time, I'm going to include my list. A list of things that I don't know, that are secret to me. Like this video is, and will always be to you. Number 1, how to spell. I can't truly spell anything. It's a secret to me when I fell behind. When suddenly everyone knew how to spell, and I was a straight A student that they would make fun of for not knowing how to spell at 20 years old. And such a basic thing to know. But I give up. Number 2, how to keep a place tidy. This is not a new trope for all of you, for pretty much anyone in my life. Yesterday my mom said cleaning is not your superpower. But that logic that makes someone want to be tidy, that want to tidy their room as they go, that logic is a secret to me. I want to have a clean room, of course, but the secret is them being like, yes, right now I should get up and clean my room. Does not ring a bell for me. Number 3, how to be broken up with. And now I don't mean that I'm asking from lack of experience. I mean I'm asking because whatever happens in the breakup room for well-adjusted people is a secret to me. I usually just try to talk them out of it. The secret to me is the dignity that some people keep. Number 4, how to bite my tongue. You've seen Little Women, and if you have, know that I'm an Amy, and I never learned how to shut up a day in my life. It's a secret to me how some people swallow their words. My throat is so backed up with my own, all racing out. Thank you for letting me keep this secret from you. I feel like the way that we're taught is to think that vulnerability is bearing your soul and sharing everything. But I think that there is something special about the kind of vulnerability in trusting you. That you will be okay, even if I don't tell you this secret.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You still serving in the war, mending the internal scars, reading Karl Marx on the steps. The dancing monkey's Chinese suit trips over the president's bag of loot. Amid, he's also covered in soot, and he's also standing on one foot on the steps of Congress. Ex-girlfriend. Fuck you, bitch, you stupid bitch, I hate you, bitch, don't touch me, bitch, cause I don't like you, bitch. You're Nixon. So don't fear if you hear random words in your ear. It's all made up, I'm barely trying.
Photos give reassurance, make you laugh, time travel you back to the feeling of a certain point in a certain time, proof of a past present, can manipulate perspective of reality, keep someone who has since gone still alive, embodies fashion and culture of the moment captured, a split second of a split moment that is never to be seen again. A moment's purpose. Unapologetically precise. It is what it is. Delightfully dissectable. Evidence of existence. Stir up thoughts. Morph previous conceptions. Tangle up thoughts. Pick and choose. Shed light. Give us a sense of control. Give peace of mind. Soul reflection. Fuck me up. Emphasize time past. Preserve history. Make me want to go back. Highlighted honesty. Fake as fuck. Force contemplation. Underscore memories. Take you there. My boyfriend and I were racking our brains trying to figure out the last restaurant we ate at before the pandemic. It stirred up the most irrational anger and madness as we attempted brain blasts to figure it out. Our solution was scrolling through my pictures. March 8th, 1:36 p.m., Lincoln Park, Ella's Barbecue. Without the time stamped GPS pinned information of my iPhone, the memory would have otherwise been lost in the ether of mine and Justin's existence. I have 8,244 photos in my iPhone album. Where words lack in life, photos fill the gaps. When words fall short, memes and GIFs encapsulate the nuance. Phone photo albums are lazy man's diaries, ever-changing memories that age, our closest thing to time traveling, a memorial of a moment.
Like, dude, no edge.
Did you know the universe has no edge? The sky is constantly expanding. The universe never ends, it is only beginning. My parents put me on a plane with them to Arizona before I could even remember my own name. I always loved staring out the window of a plane, looking at the earth as it floats by, not minding the lack of legroom or stale air. I'm interested in sky travel more in a terrestrial way, not in a space way. I've always dreamed of traveling the world. I know I am small. The earth is so big. And now the pandemic is bigger. I am in my teenage bedroom, writing out a life-threatening disease that feels like it will never end. Every day the pandemic is only beginning. It never ends, only expands. Being home during quarantine makes me a sad, lonely teenager again, confining myself to my bedroom on my laptop because it's comfortable, stagnant, and safe. I've dug through my keepsake buckets per my mom's request, filled with t-shirts I'll never fit into again. I have a lot of t-shirts that do still fit from my awkward teen years. My adult body fits differently in them. I know the sky's secret, that it's always growing. But then I remember that a lot of things expand continually. The amount of people affected by this virus is bigger than me. The possibility that I could catch and die from this virus is bigger than me. The trees from my childhood are dying, but they are still bigger than me. Even with the disease branches removed, my favorite tree mutilated. The sky is so much bigger than me, and god damn it, I just want to see it. The first time I ever got high was at my friend MJ's 17th birthday party. I was waiting for the right moment to do it. It's a cool September night, and I am tucked in my oversized green thrift store flannel. The moonlight kisses my friend's skin, the dewy grass brushes up against our ankles as we walk to the park behind her neighborhood. I'm too afraid to hit the bowl piece because of my asthma, so I make MJ shotgun it to me. MJ smells like patchouli. Her lips brush against mine. She blows the smoke into my lungs. We go around a couple times, we take post photos on my family's shared Polaroid camera, but my mom will never see these photos. My eyes are slightly droopy in this photo, but I'm convinced I don't feel anything yet. My friends are telling me to stand up, see how I feel. So I get up. Everything shifts. And I say, the sky is so big. Starlight twinkling in my bloodshot eyes. She's gone. MJ chuckles below me. The just keeps expanding. Dude. No edge. I look up at planes and I wonder if I'll ever be on one again. I don't know, it sounds kind of dramatic. It's just everything is so unknown right now. And I feel like I'm stuck again.
Good morning, John. Today I would like to talk to you and... No edge. Yes, today's video is going to be about the fact that the universe does not have an edge, and we're going to start with the observable universe. We often use universe interchangeably with observable universe, which is the universe that we can conceivably see, given that photons have to travel from the edge of it to us before we can see. The observable universe is a sphere, and it centers upon the observer, meaning that each and every one of us looking out at the night sky, we are the center of the observable universe.
To make up a dance, I still need, as I needed then, a pot of tea, walking space, privacy, and an idea. Agnes DeMille manages to inspire me even when I'm overwhelmed with life, to the point where art and creation don't fit in anywhere. I found myself emotionally drained and volatile. I don't know when inspiration will strike next, but I don't have the energy to work towards new artistic goals. Instead, I'm relying on autopilot to pump half-assed material out when it needs to be done. I'm struggling to find the point of it all. During her time, Agnes was very interested in realism. She wanted less arabesques and more reaching forward with a purpose. Her choreography had a purpose and a story. But remember that intent is everything. One does not jump, one lifts into the air. One rises. In the same way, the lifted leg of an arabesque becomes a wing, and not a mechanical leverage like a raised trapdoor. This is the precise difference between dancing and acrobatics. The dancer tries to express something. The acrobat merely pulls, raises, stretches, and grinds. The acrobat is lost in a web of muscles. The dancer is all but invisible in projected idea. Thinking of her pulls me out of my artistic autopilot sometimes. Thinking about how hard this woman worked and how she changed the world of dance because of it. I'm moving to Oklahoma for who knows how long. And I'm not sure I'll be able to return to school next year. I'm so close. It would be my last year. All of it is up in the air due to this crazy fucking world we live in right now. I can't bring my cat, or my dining room where I choreograph, or my little corner of the city. This is the part of my life that is eating all creativity. I have no more room in this brain of mine to think of anything else. Agnes took one of the most technically difficult and precise forms of dance, and she bent it and made it uglier and more real. That's so scary and brave. I want to change the way that musical theater is done, but I'm worried I can't do that if I don't finish school. If Agnes could give me some advice, I wonder what she'd say. Living is a form of not being sure, not knowing what next or how. The moment you know how, you begin to die a little. The artist never entirely knows. We guess. We may be wrong, but we take leap after leap in the dark. Part of me does think this will be good for me. The move. like I'll get a clean slate of sorts. Agnes believed in hard work. I read something that said she used to practice to the point of passing out, and she was happy with that. She thought it was an accomplishment. She'd probably tell me that my ability to create art is not dependent on being in the city, or in school, or that I shouldn't wait for inspiration. The choreographic process is exhausting. It happens on one's feet after hours of work, and the energy required is roughly the equivalent of writing a novel and winning a tennis match simultaneously. Choreographing is hard work, and I'm capable of putting that work in. The fear still remains that moving will mean the end of my artistic career. I'm so grateful for the powerful women who came before me. I need their words and stories now more than ever. Ours is an upbeat, a hurried, hasty beat. It keeps pressing us to go further, to include everything so that we can savor everything, so that we can know everything, so that we will miss nothing. Partly it's greed, but mainly it's curiosity. We just want to experience it. And we do.